without further ado. Hey everyone, welcome to the TWAB review for October 29th, 2020. We will be going through This Week at Bungie. If you're unfamiliar with This Week at Bungie, this is the weekly update to where we find out what's going on at Bungie and how it relates to Destiny. So lots of interesting stuff that came out this week from it. I'm actually going to refresh this in case we actually have some updates. But I'm not going to go through absolutely everything. We'll try and throw a link in the description for this as well. So This Week at Bungie, they've got the Vidoc that we had drop last week. I'm not going to play this because we did cover that previously, and there's tons of content out there. We're covering this one. It is quite long. I believe it's like 15 minutes. So if you guys need to check out that Vidoc, go ahead and check it out. We will stop and take a look here. So here we have the roadmap for Beyond Light and the Season of the Hunt, which is going to be the first season dropping when we get access on November 10th. You can see it right here. So with that, we get our Beyond Light content. So this is the DLC if you paid for it. You get the Beyond Light campaign. You get Stasis, which is the 3 new subclasses. Salvation's Grip, Exotic Grenade Launcher Quest. So we get a quest for that, which is cool. In addition to that, free for all players, we get Europa and Cosmodrome. Seasonal Armor and Exotic Weapon, which we don't know which one it is yet. So my guess was Hawkmoon, but I'm not sure. My guess was Hawkmoon for the pass, but then we have one that's down here. I don't think you can see. Yeah, my camera's in the way. Duality, which we haven't found anything out about. So it's either the Raid Exotic or Hidden Exotic or something. So my guess is Raid Exotic because Salvation's Grip is a quest. So that would be my guess. And then Cloud Strike is some other one we get either later on in the season or wherever. So new strike added to playlist, new lost sectors, which is cool. I believe we only get one on the Cosmodrome, so I'm hoping we get a couple, probably like 2 or 3 on Europa. 100 seasonal ranks, cool. We'll talk about those later. Artifact mods, cool. New Triumph shaders and emblems. Iron Banner. And the Dawning. So that'll be all the stuff that we get free to play. Do you just call me to start the Thursday lore stream? If you want to be in on this call, Gav, you can. Taco's over here harassing me about you. He really loved seeing you. I don't have a camera set up for you, unfortunately. I'd have to figure one out, but we could do some shit, Gav, I'm telling you. So then you can see here, lore stream. That's what you sub for? Well, that's unfortunate. So here we have Seed of the Hunt, November to February. So we have the artifact, which is not the shard or the splinter of darkness as we thought it would be. The reward track, we get Empire hunts that begin. Hi, YouTube. No, they're not going to see you guys. They just know I'm talking to you. The Glassway strike, which is the Europa strike. Then it says the 10th to the 12th of December is Uncover Europa's Secrets, which is okay. The first weekend we also get adept weapons for trials. On the 17th, which I thought was interesting, the seasonal mission begins, and then the Wraithborn hunts. So the Wraithborn hunts are dealing with the seasonal content, so the storyline for the season. You can see here there's like these weird glyphs showing up on the planets, so we're gonna get that. Wraithborn relax raid on the 21st. Deep Stone Crypt with the long slow whispers. Wrath, whatever, it is late. Wrath, whatever. Wrathborn. Gotta kill the High Celebrate. Oh my god. First Iron Banners on the 8th, and then we have Dawning on the 15th of December, and then it says and more, dun dun dun, which is behind the camera here. I don't know if you can see it, but I do scroll down. So that is our season and our content. So hopefully we get some goodies coming out of that. We do have the launch trailer, which we will watch now, and then there's some shit in there, so we're gonna watch it and then maybe just go through really quickly. So here that is. I'm gonna pause this here. Boop. Hopefully everyone can hear it.
The light and dark ready themselves for a new phase. So must we.
The music in this is absolutely killer.
The day we've been dreading has finally arrived. The darkness is here.
Look at the Guardians running around. Save
We're
us!
deploying Guardians to all corners of the system to find answers.
I'm picking up a distress signal. Someone's in
Varix!
My friends, we
Run!
are all in great danger.
The Vanguard only recognizes the light. Someone
Okay, who else wasn't blown away by Eris and the orb as she just like rolls it around? All right.
recognizes the light. Someone has to do the same for the dark. Stasis is just a tool. We must use it for good.
This power is a gift.
Relax,
One
Aramis.
I will share with all of you.
Yes, he was.
One by one, we will rise again.
In darkness, there is only one truth.
We're gonna cover that, Gav. I know. I know. Exo I. We're pausing. Exo I. Exo I. Okay. No. Scorn. No. Scorn don't exist. Scorn are not raid. They're useless. This right here. Like. Oh, I don't know if it's wired in, Gav. I think this is just Rasputin. I don't think it's Rasputin. Okay, Hark, this is why. In the content, right? So yes, Anna has Rasputin in a frame. It's Clovis Bray. Gotta be. Like, Anna has Rasputin in an exo body. We know that. But this right here is what tells me this has to do with our collector's edition. Because if you look, these are the same symbols, the dots, the lines, all of these little symbols are in the collector's edition all over the place. I went through it. They're in there everywhere. And this is on a frame. There's no way Anna would be using a frame from the Deepstone Crypt, because as far as we know, Anna never went there. Elsie went there. So she wouldn't have access to a frame from this. This is too big to not be something revolving around Deepstone Crypt and Raid. That's my tinfoil hat, spinfoil hat, whatever you want to call everything. I think we are looking at possibly something to do with a raid boss. Just some crazy exo, and I think this is it. This. Speculations. Gav's the raid boss? He could be. This, I think, is a dungeon. I think this is a dungeon. The dungeon, or me thinking it's the raid boss? I think this is the dungeon. The reasoning is Lore Master raid boss. Oh my god. There's a single guardian in this image, and then later we see there's a multiple with another guardian. So I think this is going to be something around the dungeon that's going to release for it. And if you look at the architecture on this, right up here, all these lines have something similar to the pyramid ships on it. But this is all Vex structures that we know. It's too, I don't think it's a strike. This is too intricate for a strike boss. Like, I know we have like Festering Core, which has these as you progress through, but this seems a little too much for just a strike. I could be wrong. It could just be a strike. Okay. But like, I don't know if this would just be the strike. It looks too intricate just for a strike.
You are not special. The darkness is mine!
That's the Lost Sector. Yeah, the tether box is in the backgrounds. So this is the new Lost Sector on EDZ. Is the speculation on this anyway. Look at that big chunker, huh? Cosmodrone. Drone. Whatever, Gav. So there was something I pointed out, and I took some snips of it earlier, and I want to show it again if I can find it. EDZ. I could go full Canadian, say EDZ. Would that make it better? Would that be happier? EDZ. Okay, right here.
Darkness.
So this is not the first time we've seen this area either, right? With these two orbs. I called this a long time ago.
Is only one truth.
Right?
Death.
So I think this is the event for Europa. I think this is going to be the Altars of Sorrow, the Blind Well of Europa. I think that's what this is. I could be wrong, but that's my guess.
Death.
And look at these guys. Where is he? They're so weird looking. Look at him. He's so weird. These things are hilarious, man. I just want to fight one or cuddle it. I'm not sure. Nice to get some new units. Phrasing. Yeah. I mean, this looks good. I can't really get over the little fight scene at the beginning here.
The Vanguard only recognize.
I love the confidence in Eris just dropping that.
Is the light.
And like the Exo just, the stranger just like, yeah, I got this.
Someone has to do the same.
Okay. So Gav mentioned the abilities. So in one of the conversations that they had with Luke Smith, he said that, and we also noticed this too, if you watch on the preview when they go into the subclass, it actually says darkness subclasses as the header when you click on it. This doesn't have the same effect as our stasis abilities, but it is stasis. Okay? So hers isn't quite the same. It is painted black. It's a cover of Painted Black Ether. I put it in Discord. You should go watch it. It's amazing. Right? So look here, right?
Someone.
Okay, we get that symbol. It's a sweet cover, yeah. It's pretty epic. So she does this, but it's not the same as what our stasis abilities look like unless we are going to see that. But if you remember when we just like throw the nades and stuff, it's not to this same level. It's not this clean, refined, I guess you would call it.
Has to do the same for the dark. Stasis is just
Right? So I think that's a different level of stasis. That's my opinion, but anyway. All right, if you guys want to watch that again here, if you want the soundtrack that they used for that, which is pretty amazing. The guy made it like a year ago, and then they asked to use it, so then he upgraded the title to show that it was from Destiny. I dropped that in Discord. I can put it in another one. It might not be stasis, but basically she says that the Stranger, Heiress, and Drifter are the Darkness Vanguard. Sort of. I guess you could call them that. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I wouldn't call them the Vanguard. I wouldn't call them the Vanguard, but anyway. All right. So yeah. Okay, let's get into some of this meat here. Because I want to get this done in about a half hour, so let's try and get this done here. Progression changes. So as we're climbing from power, you'll experience the campaign and play through the story missions. The ones who have transcended their design. Yeah. We know, Gav. Those are the 3 that transcended their design. Yeah, I know. The hourglass, the sword, and the dredgen, right? Those are them. So soft cap, hard cap, pinnacle. You want to know what these are? If you do not know what these are, we've discussed this once before. The Forgotten Blade, yeah. Sharpened anew. Soft caps, 1200. Keep that in mind. Remember, this is easy to achieve. That is our soft cap, everybody. Hard cap, 1250. Pinnacle is 1260. Keep that in mind. In 2020, we're experiencing the most diverse selection in history. Who will you cast your vote for, Shahan or the Crow? Crow, 100%. I'm on Aldrin's side on that one. Okay. So this was interesting, and I don't know if anybody caught this. When you first log in the next season, all of your weapons and armor will be 1050 power or higher. Keep that in mind. If you have anything already over 1050, it will be unchanged. If you have anything under, it will be brought up to 1050. All new players will start at 1050 as well. I would really love them to stop doing this. I really want them to stop doing this. No, it happened. It happened. The last time we got an upgrade like that was 750. So yeah, Forsaken. Like, I understand why they're doing it, because they bring everybody up and blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't do anything for all of your players that have actually been playing the game. This just makes sure everybody gets to go, yay, 1050. I really would like them to stop doing this. They can bring them to 950. A 200 increase is pretty good. I would think that would be pretty fair. If they haven't played at all. I think just automatically being like, here you go, everyone. 1050 power. You are now caught up to every single player that was playing the game, regardless if you even logged in it or anything. Like, I think it's really annoying when that happens. I understand why. I just think it's starting to get annoying that they just keep giving everybody the same start every single year. They need to knock that shit off. Some people might disagree with me on this, but on my playthrough, it's a free, it's a free character boost, but it makes the entire year worth of leveling useless. So why even bother have leveling? Yeah, what's up, Rec? So, like, I get it. You gotta grind to this now, right? I get it. It's fine. Cool. But, you know, if you didn't log into the game, why just bring everything up to this at all? Whatever. I don't think they should keep doing it. I think it's extremely annoying, or just get rid of leveling progression at all, because making it useless, like when I played the alt account, I tried to get to 1050 and there was a way to get to 1050 beforehand. That made everything I did on that account absolutely useless. 100% useless to actually grind to 1050 on that free-to-play account. So it's kind of annoying that happens. just automatically at the start of this year. So I don't know. You had to level to access endgame content like new seasonal activities and even garden. Yeah. But then still, like, yeah, nobody got the boost then, but this time we're getting a boost again, which I don't see why. Bringing everybody up to, like, even the unchanged stuff to 950 would have been fair in my opinion. But anyway, we can talk about that more. Power reward changes. A boost every 2 years? Yeah, but it's not about the every 2 years. Then if that was the case, if it was a boost every 2 years, why not boost everybody to last year's max power level instead of boosting everybody to the current max power level? Because all of the activities prior to this, or a huge portion of them, you're right, Taco. But they brought everything up to 750, everybody again. So Taco is right. They did boost everybody to 750 at Forsaken, or sorry, Shadowkeep. So everybody did get boosted to Shadowkeep. So yeah, it's literally been every year. They're just like, oh, here you go. Boop. Yeah, that's fine. But Gav, they should at least have to do something. What I okay, I'm gonna go off topic here again because we're getting off topic. What I really liked is when they did the catch-up bounties. I loved when they did the catch-up bounties from Drifter, because you grabbed those bounties, you went and did some cool stuff, you got some loot, and it boosted your power. But you actually physically had to go play the game. Even just a little bit. So for an example, say the new light gameplay, right? We're getting a whole brand new light experience for free-to-play players, everybody, for new lights. Why doesn't that give you bounties that boost you from 750 up to the cap to 1050 for the new content cap? That way people actually had to go and learn the game a little bit. They're not just like, hey, 1050, by the way, you have access to the entire game now. Have fun. Like, if you're pushing the free to play, see? They have this model built in now where it's the characters actually learning the game as they go through. Why wouldn't they just boost their power that way? No. Taco, I understand exactly what you're saying. So Taco's question was, imagine the outrage at someone starting Destiny new or after not playing since Shadowkeep, and they can't access the new story or areas because they're on 200 under. I get it, but I really enjoyed that. I really did enjoy that. But I do pose a good argument. They literally brought up every single person in the game to where Gav, Rek, Taco, me, everybody has been trying to get to this entire season just so they can play the new stuff. See, we haven't played it, you're right, and maybe it does, but I feel like they could have come at that a little bit differently. And then if they're just going to keep doing that every year, where they're bringing everything up, just you don't really have to level your last season, guys. That's just how it is. No reason to infuse, no reason to spend mats. Your last season, you might as well store absolutely everything at that point. That's what they're getting to. Just all right, we're gonna close this one. We're gonna go on. This is actually a really good topic, though. The boosting thing is really interesting, and I think they have to talk about that. But anyway, let's look at this. Powerful reward changes. So they've heard lots of feedback, etc., etc. So they have a change coming that will allow you to have a chance to earn powerful rewards from strikes, gambit, crucible, and seasonal drops all the way to hard cap. Keep this in mind. Here's our hard cap. So now we have a way. Ether gets boosted to Dex's level. Yeah, so and then after you do a little bit of the story, you're gonna be basically at the same level as me, because now we're leveling to soft cap instead. So I have a 10 power lead, but that means absolutely nothing going into next season. So yes, you're right, Ether. All right, back to this. So by just playing these, you have a chance of getting them, but keep this in mind, it will still be much quicker to continue to complete all powerful reward sources each week. But there's a way to get more. So for an example, if the strike playlist is Lake of Shadows, run the shit out of Lake of Shadows to try and level up. You could do Mayhem games. Maybe you have a chance, because those are under 5 minutes per game. So you have a chance of getting those to increase your powerful drops. Now, that doesn't necessarily help for your initial leveling for the first 2 weeks, depending on what game modes are in at that time, but it's something to remember. But remember, that only goes to the hard cap, but that is a nice little boost. That is a nice little boost. So that's where we're making up for some of the stuff we're losing out of that. Okay. Tokens and collections. This is a good one, guys. So, anyone got tokies lying around or been farming tokies? So Destiny is at its best when you're shooting aliens, getting loot, and becoming more powerful. That gameplay loop breaks when the best way to increase your power is by standing in the tower, handing in tokens to Lord Shax. Here's Lord Shax. Starting next season. So this season coming up here, guys. Season of the Hunt. Gear received from collections and turning in tokens. I want you to keep this in mind. Very specific writing here. Collections and turning in tokens will have a lower power than in previous seasons. Gear earned through token purchases will be 20 power below your power level, and collection buybacks will be capped at 1050 power. What is the raid delta? 25 under. And you need to be, for the final encounter, you need to be 1230. So keep that in mind. Now, I say this as the wording here from, they specifically said from collections and turning in tokens. They didn't say anything about +0 vendors like planetary vendors. So something to keep in mind, don't burn all of your materials for the planets that are staying, because we don't know what they're going to do with that yet. Those aren't token hand-ins. That's a material exchange for engrams. So I ended up spending some of the phase glass I had to get legendary shards today. I went down to where I had 500 left because I want some left over for next season, but I'll be doing that to all of them, ones that were from the planets that are going away, but I'm keeping everything from the planets that are staying because I don't know how that's going to affect them, and I might even buy more while we're working on that. So keep that in mind, is it didn't touch on location vendors for power. Yeah, but remember, if they're saying gear earned through token purchases will be 20 power below, the +0s will never be token vendors. It doesn't matter. You won't ever get +0 if the token vendors will always be 20 power below. So your only option might be planetary vendors. So keep that in the back of your head. We'll have to test when we get an access to this, but it might be planetary vendors are going to be the way to +0 now. So don't burn all your tokens right away on shit. You never know how that's going to work out. They didn't specify. They just said tokens. So economy changes, currencies. Here we go. So the currencies from the planets that are going away, guys. Simple answer is that there's no changes to the currencies in Season of the Hunt. You'll be able to spend them normally at vendors. So the way that they're saying that is the materials from the planets going away. If, let's say, Banshee is selling upgrade modules, so the infusion modules for phase glass, you'll have to still have phase glass in order to buy it. That's my understanding with that. And same thing with Spider, I do believe. So starting in season 13 though, phase glass, alkane dust, simulation seeds, and seraphite will no longer be accepted by vendors. At that point, Spider will offer you a small glimmer exchange. So before the end of season of the hunt, guys, burn them all down, get rid of it. So before that season, get rid of everything you've got, however you can do it. Hence why I'm only going in with 500. In addition to that, they're also going to remove stuff from the inventories and your vault at the end of Season of Arrivals. Some like faction tokens, so people that have saved those are going away. Other things like the expired ramen coupon, which sucks because I still have one of those. They never had a purpose. They said they never had a purpose, and they're going to let them go. I have a list of those things getting removed, so we can also just go through this super quick here. So here's the list. So the paradox amplifiers, adventure tokens, all bounties and quests from Season of the Forge, Drifter, and Opulence. All ritual weapons, pinnacle weapon quests. The gear will become available from our Monument to Lost Lights exotic archive. So that's interesting. Black Armory schematic consumables, Boon of Opulence, Braytech schematics, Cade's odds and ends, the Radiolarian culture, dance party keys, ramen coupons, faction war, the faction rally, not faction wars, faction rally, the faded card, the 5 of swords, forged polymer, imperials, letter fragments, Ludapalooza keys. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Lost memory fragments, modulus reports, moats. So all of your moats, guys, that's going away. Notes from Cage, obsidian accelerators, obsidian radiance effect, including the ones that tied to weapons. No, they're getting rid of the ones on the weapons. Override frequencies, paradox amplifiers, radiant matrices, radiant culture, Rasputin armory codes, resonant stem consumables. Thank God those are going away. Rune finders, synths. Recommendation, if you guys still have these synths kicking around, go hand them into Drifter for some, it's not a lot, mind you, but go hand them in for some glimmer, or just go and run tier 1s and delete the stuff for shards. That's the other thing you can do if you really want to go spend to get some more shards. Go run these and just pop 1 and you get like 3 or so shards per. So tokens, that's the faction tokens. Transcript, treasure maps, and Wealth of the Emperor buffs. So that's all the stuff going away. Bounties. So they were talking about how it seems like the seasons were all just bounties for seasonal currency and seasonal progression. They want to improve on that. They have plans to eventually rework the weekly bounties, but it won't be implemented until probably season 13. So we will have to wait on that. The season pass. So this is where some stuff came up that we posted in Discord. And there was a little bit of confusion by the looks of it. So I kind of want to clean this up a little bit. Might have to go get some water again. So they're making one big change, is adding Bright Dust to the season pass. Okay. So they want to change how that works. So the season pass free path will now have 7,500 Bright Dust. The season pass holders will get an additional 3,000. Weekly bounties will now award 100 Bright Dust. So this is where the confusion came. Those bounties currently give you 200 Bright Dust. Okay, if I remember correctly, those current ones give you 200 Bright Dust. What I'll do here is I'll actually pull one up here. Where are you, weekly bounty? So currently listed as Bright Dust, and I believe it's 200 Bright Dust per. So when they ran the math, so as they say here, with these changes, the vast majority of players will be earning more Bright Dust than before, which is true if you don't do weeklies. One of the goals here is to not have a system that pushes you to try and grind out every weekly bounty in all 3 characters every single week. I understand that. Whether you are 3 character player or only play on a hunter, which that should be warlock, they should cross that out and fix that. Bright Dust will be more available. Okay, cool. Then they snuck this in here. We will also be making a change to the timing of season rank purchases, which will be available starting in week 5 instead of week 9. So I think I was wrong when I posted that in Discord. So 5 weeks into the season, you can start buying the season pass rank ups. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if you're playing up to 5 weeks, I don't know how the fuck you're not done your season pass by then. If you played 5 weeks, I don't get that. At week 9, sure.
Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
Ah, so many fun things. ZBYXBL, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome. Nice beard. Sort of. I trimmed it not that long ago, so it's all looking kind of funny. So I don't know how I feel about that, but anyway, let's continue. Let's continue here. So the reason why I say this with the Bright Dust is it was commented on Twitter, and we will comment this here. So in Shadowkeep, if you did every single weekly bounty for the entire season, you would get 49,500 Bright Dust, approximately. And that was in Shadowkeep, our current iteration. In Beyond Light, you will get 33,900 doing all the bounties in every single season. And that does, from what I understand, include the season pass. So it's actually a significant drop, about almost 15k. So keep that in mind, guys. There's a bit of a discrepancy there. Yes, not everybody. I don't do them every week. I actually don't mind it because you're gonna get quite a bit free, especially being that I own the pass. So in addition to the weekly bounties I'm gonna do, I'm also gonna get an additional 10,500 just by doing my season pass. Okay, cool. That means I might actually get to buy some shit this season. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. Spider. Here are some very confusing changes. And we're going to cover this because a few things change up. Yeah, I think that's why they made that statement. It's only going to hurt like people that are just constantly grinding all the time. Yeah, it's going to suck because they're not going to get as much. But people that they don't do them all the time. Like I do not do all of my characters every single week, all of those bounties. I just do not do them. I don't do enough PvP anymore in conjunction with that. I don't do enough Gambit. So it's too difficult to want to do all of that shit. We know that. Okay. I think it's a good change. I think it opens up people to get more free stuff from the market. I still think there should be a way to earn more in game if you're willing to put in the work, but they have to figure that out for themselves. Okay. First, Spider will no longer be selling legendary shards. So as you guys know, his shards get more expensive as you buy them. So they kind of suck. I don't see why you would ever go buy them. Or sorry, not the shards. His cores get more expensive. Sorry, the shards stay the same. But what they're saying is people weren't buying the shards because they cost 10 material in order to get them. It's not really worth it when it costs 1 shard to get 5 material, but it costs 10 material to get 1 shard. So the sync there isn't viable. It's less productive. Okay. So they said in comparison to everything else, no one was buying it. Cool. Good change. Get rid of it. In the place of the legendary shard exchange, he'll now be selling enhancement prisms. Okay. Enhancement prisms. Banshee sells enhancement prisms. Where is our Banshee? So Banshee sells enhancement prisms for 10 enhancement cores, some material, some world materials, and 10,000 glimmer. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, and we're gonna go into this. These will cost 400 legendary shards per prism. Personally, not even close to being worth it. That's a lot of shards. Okay? That's a lot of shards. Just for a single prism, and you're only allowed to buy 3 per week. That's a lot of shards. Like, I have 4,000 shards, and I would not do that. Never would I do that. Secondly, we've taken another look at how enhancement core exchange works. The ascending cost has been removed. You can now buy 5 per day at a fixed cost of 30 shards. So no, the prisms thing is not worth it at all. So 30 shards for 1 core isn't worth it. I don't know if that is fair. So 3, 6, 9, 12. What did that come to? 15? So it cuts the cost by half. Which I guess is good if you need to buy them. I don't know why you would need to buy them, considering we have Finest Matter Weave, which you can get just from deleting shit. Plus, they do drop fairly often, especially for like the events. So if you guys haven't yet burned through the Haunted Forest, you can get them from the chests in there. I have 25. I have to go do that this weekend. And in addition to that, the goodie bags from Eva, those have a high chance of giving you like 5. So go and do those too. Okay. Got to go fast. Here we go. So they've had some people wondering if they could add the Ghost Mod Speed Demon and Guiding Light. We just found out we won't have to. Starting in Beyond Light, all sparrows. All sparrows. But there's a caveat to that. Both legendary and exotic, so you can't just pull out your white sparrow, will innately summon instantly. So there we go. You guys can just instant summon from now on. No reason to have the ghosts that do that. Easy peasy. Eververse. This one's a little weird. So, Season of the Hunt, Bright Engrams will now contain all Eververse content from Season 1 to 3 seasons prior the current season. Excluding Festival and Dawning, because they like to resell that shit. So, in Season 12, so this coming season, our Bright Engrams will contain content from Seasons 1 to 9. In Season 13, it will contain everything from Seasons 1 through 10. Upside to that, if you guys don't have all of that stuff, it's nice because you'll be able to start collecting more things. The downside is, for the players that have been playing a lot during that time, you're probably just going to get a lot of shaders. So I don't know how I feel about that. I guess it's just adding more things for you to get from those Bright Engrams, which is fine because they're just like little bonus gimme things. So sure. The only thing is I wish they would knock out the shaders because we can just buy the shaders again. I really hate getting the shaders from it because it's an instant delete for me. And it just feels like a bit of a waste. So, I don't know. So, as always, as you open more Bright Engrams, your chance of getting things you don't own increases. I don't know how I don't know if I believe that shit. I'm sorry. I don't know if I believe that. I have stuff I have never gotten. Unless they're changing that. There will be instances of duplicate drops, but the engram will be weighted to grant you things you might be hunting. We will see, I guess. That would be nice, but looking forward to getting my my shaders down. All right. World activities. When Beyond Light and update 3.0.0 release on November 10th. Some of these will be removed and sent to the content vault. This is interesting. I didn't know about a lot of these going. I knew some of the planets were going, but that's interesting. Players should complete any activities and quests they have left and want to claim rewards from them. Lash points. I didn't think those were gonna go. That's a powerful reward we're losing out of. I didn't know that was gonna happen. That's a little rough. All destination adventures. All destination adventures. Yikes. World quests from year one locations such as Enemy My Enemy, Exodus Black, and Data Recovery. So get those done. We talked about the item removal. We went to that already. So it does say some of the items will be turned into rewards, such as Glimmer, Weapons, and Armor. So, okay, cool. Flashpoints. Goodbye Baron Hunts. They might just move them to something else because Forsaken is still full content. They might switch those to be more like the Nightmare Hunts. Actually give you a node for them instead, which could add some replayability to it. So flashpoints, yeah, flashpoints, but they were a source of power, which is another cut. So remember that was a source of power. There's going to be a 14-hour downtime. We knew about this already. So get ready for that coming, guys. It's that night they'll be down and then we'll be able to download again. So yeah, I know you can't move the narrative forward as the old narrative persists. I know. But remember, Forsaken is still purchasable content. They have to add the Nightmare or the Baron Hunts back in. Maybe not call them adventures. They're going to have to call them Baron Hunts, which is their new word for adventures. Let's not sugarcoat it. A Baron Hunt and a, what's the name of the thing they're doing on this one? Name of the shit on this. Empire Hunts or whatever. Empire Hunts, Nightmare Hunts. They're all adventures. Yes. But they need to have a way because Forsaken still paid content. You can buy Forsaken, still paid. So Collector's Edition, cool. Titles and seals. Remember, we keep reiterating this, guys. Players are strongly encouraged to claim and equip the titles located in their seals. Remember to do that. Yeah, I think they're going to be nodes just like the ones on the moon, and maybe rotate every couple weeks, like 2 per week on that location, maybe, because I think there's 6, right? 5 or 6 barons. Known issues. Okay, cool. Baboon errors, cool. Okay. Movie of the weeks. We're just gonna leave those, and they talk about they've got one more TWAB before launch, so we're right there, guys. We're getting there. So fantastic. We are done this TWAB. So thank you guys very much for hanging out. This will be uploaded to YouTube as well. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, come by and check me out when we're live at twitch.tv/Dexville. If you guys haven't and you want to watch this again to see some of the content, or if you missed it, go check out the YouTube. You can click the link on the channel and head there and take a peek. Beyond that, we'll see you guys next week for the next TWAB review.